welcome back to the Crypto Market Updates channel. Unrehearsed, unfiltered, and uncut. Today is the 21st of July, and it's Friday, so that's fantastic. I hope everybody had a good week. Let's jump into the markets and see how the markets are doing today. Things are looking red, with the exception of XRP and Doge. Everything is red, and I guess some stellar in connection with XRP, and Uniswap is also in green, and some stable coins. Tether is in green. Everything else seems to be red. Market cap at 1.2 trillion. Trading volume 47 billion, and Bitcoin market cap dominance at 46%. CoinGecko lists 10,000 coins. Wasn't this number at 9,000 just the other day? Interesting. There's 1,000 new coins that popped up. There's 1,000 coins. I just forgot to switch the screen. Is there 1,000 coins that just popped up over the past couple of days? Strange. Anywho, let's have a look at market cap. Coin market cap. Bitcoin is down at 29,000. Yo, that's it's struggling. Bitcoin is struggling to break above 30k and remain above 30k. But fear not. The thumbnail is not a catchy thumbnail. This is don't shoot the messenger. I found a video in my feed from altcoin daily, crypto daily. How was it by? Let's see here. I forget. We're gonna find out. But it's a bit of a lengthy video. It's a few minutes long, and in which a couple of experts in the crypto, well-standing members of the crypto currency space are making kind of a prediction on where Bitcoin might go and share the reasons for why they think it will go that way. So this isn't my clickbait creating want, although this excuse me, thumbnail might appear to be clickbait. It isn't. So let's see what's why are we still on Bitcoin. How is Bitcoin doing here? The Bitcoin USD, it still remains in the same channel. We're still looking at what we were looking at. It's within $29,000 and $31,000. It's a nice flag that it's forming here. On the 1-day chart, I guess on the 8-hour chart, things may look a little bit different. What are we doing? I can't change it to an 8-hour chart. What's going on? I had a subscription for TradingView, but apparently that expired. I had to close it down actually, because it's costing me a lot more money than I use it for. And apparently it won't let me switch over to an 8-hour chart. That's bizarre. Okay. Anyway, let's go and see what's happening with Bitcoin. What is this? Everything's going bonkers. Okay. Bitcoin analysts revealed the future price level of Bitcoin if Bitcoin spot ETF application is accepted. So everybody is talking. That's the talk of the town. BTC ETF to be approved by from ETF from BlackRock. I did go out to chat GPT, chat AI, to ask what the likelihood is of the ETF getting approved, and unfortunately GPT informed me that I've just been coasting on this. God damn it. So let me just decline. No, thank you. Let's just go back quickly to Bitcoin USD. We were looking at this chart here. Bitcoin bouncing around in this area here. That's what I was saying. In this area, bouncing around and looking like it's you know, hopefully it doesn't break down. Yeah. I was asking ChatGPT to kind of analyze, or not analyze, but just its opinion on what the likelihood is of BlackRock getting its ETF passed, and ChatGPT informed me that it's not. Its system is not meant to, you know, function on real world data. So it's ChatGPT is very good at creating fabricated stories, fictional stories, but it's not really. It's bunk. Coming up with predictions, even predictions based on real world data, because it doesn't have access to that. So this is the free version. I don't use the paid version. Maybe the paid version allows a lot more wiggle room for the creation and access of that kind of data, but the free version does not. So ChatGPT is kind of useless. It's just the free one is a kind of play around, play tool. Anyway, so what's the analysis here? Analysis from Blowfin has predicted potential price movements for Bitcoin based on various macroeconomic factors. Analysis suggests that the approval of a spot ETF could have a significant impact on the BTC price, potentially pushing it to new highs. And here is the couple of scenarios that they laid out here. Bitcoin scenario on Bitcoin's market cap is expected to fluctuate between 600 billion and 700 billion. If investors' expectations remain muted and crypto's market capitalization remains constrained, as a result, Bitcoin price is predicted to range between $30,000 and $36,000. Scenario 2, spot Bitcoin ETF approval will increase market cap. If the spot Bitcoin ETF gets regulatory approval, the overall crypto market cap is likely to rise to around 1.5 to 1.6 trillion, according to analysis. In this case, the market cap of Bitcoin is expected to stabilize between 750 billion and 800 billion, at which point Bitcoin might reach $41,000. And scenario 3, interest rate drops and positive expectations. According to analysts, the combination of interest rate cuts, spot Bitcoin ETF approval, Bitcoin halving is expected to spur an increase in liquidity in the crypto market and lead to a significant recovery in total market capitalization exceeding 1.7 trillion. So this is a name, I guess, for like the, you know, short term right after the Bitcoin halving. The market cap of Bitcoin could exceed 850 billion, and its price could potentially reach a price of 52, rising above 43,000 and over 1 trillion. I think this is a mistake because they were talking about, Bitcoin market capitalization, not the overall crypto. This is, I guess, this is the idea of the crypto market cap, the overall crypto market cap. This would be just for Bitcoin alone, 1.2 trillion. Not unlikely. 52. So yeah, so that's what the prediction is. However, I did find this video from, what is this? The Daily Crypto. The Daily Crypto, they make pretty good shorts, kind of including talks with different market leaders in the industry and such. Oftentimes they've got Gareth Soloway on talking about what's going on. And in this video, Mark Hughes, and Kathy Wood predictions. So I'm going to play this video. It's a few minutes long. So have a listen.
Floating across the board for the KRE.
Sorry, let me just play that again.
I think it's 620. Kathy Wood from ARK Invest recently did an interview where she predicted these prices for Bitcoin.
Base and bull case. So our bull case is 1.5 million. The base case is 600, I think it's 625,000, something like that. Now, one reason we've actually internally, our confidence has increased towards the bull case is because of what happened during the regional bank crisis in March. What happened? Bitcoin, so as regional banks are going bankrupt and the stocks are imploding across the board for the KRE, Bitcoin rallied from 19,000 to 30,000. Why did that happen? That was a flight to safety. That is the insurance policy that we are talking about, that we believe everyone will want at the end of the day. Insurance policy against two things: confiscation of wealth, either directly or by inflation, or in the deflation world, what is it a hedge against? Right. It's a hedge against counterparty risk. We won't have an 0809 with Bitcoin. Everything is decentralized and transparent. No obfuscation.
Now in this video, Mark Yusko explains why he agrees with Kathy.
So basically, her point of view was that the ETF being approved will push Bitcoin price up, as well as inflation will push it up when people start piling in on Bitcoin to save their money from becoming worthless.
And his explanation will blow your mind. So check this out.
The math of Bitcoin is pretty easy, right? We take the total market cap that we think is achievable. We divide by the number of coins that are still in circulation, and you get a number. And everybody fixates on that number. But I always think it's the wrong number, right? Because it's in our currency. So you and I both know one Bitcoin is one Bitcoin. It has been the entire time. That's what we're trying to move toward, is a world where Bitcoin is the unit of measure. What we're talking about here is dollars per Bitcoin. And that price that everybody fixates on isn't so much Bitcoin getting better. It's actually our money, right, the dollar, getting worse.
That's the important thing, right? Inflation is causing the reason why prices increase for everything, have increased over the past 50 years or so, or since inception of the money system, monetary system, is because of inflation. Things, value loses value, which is why things become more expensive, because because money becomes less valuable. That's why prices increase.
Trying to buy a cup of coffee that used to be a quarter, now is $5 or $6. It's the same cup of coffee. Pick a number, 500K, 600K. Let's do that math together. Where does that even come from? Well, if you have a base case that the market cap of Bitcoin should roughly equal gold's market cap.
Oh, brother. Squeeze me. Not me, squeeze them. Okay.
A reasonable assumption. If we say that Bitcoin is digital gold and it plays the role of base money, right? Money, as we know it, is really a small thing. It's gold. And Mark, what do you mean? I use cash. No, that's debt. That's a currency, but it's not money. Money is an asset that exists in the absence of a liability. The only thing in the world that does that for 5,000 years is gold. Now people have dabbled with other stuff, but ultimately all the other stuff that we think of as money is backed by debt. It's currency. And that's why it ultimately devalues and ultimately inflates away, and why in the history of the world there have been 775 paper currencies. 3/4 of them no longer exist. I mean, they literally went away. And the same is happening in real time to the dollar, which is why Larry Fink, like not exactly, Joe from some billion with a T dollars said that you should put some money in Bitcoin in my ETF, of course.
So anyway, I'm not going to play the whole clip. If you want to have a look, I'm going to post a link below the video. Let's see, maybe I'll post it. I'll send it out in the chat section here. It's out in the chat if you're interested, have a look. But basically, what Mark says is that the US dollar and any other currency is not really actually money. Bitcoin, gold has been money. And if you look at it, the US dollar was backed by gold for the longest time until the 70s, I guess, when the USA under Nixon canceled out the gold standard, at which point gold was no longer, or the US dollar was no longer backed by gold and became worthless. And the reason why it stopped being backed by gold is because the US government wanted to print trillions and trillions and trillions upon trillions of dollars in order to fund wars and who knows what else, right? To increase production and stuff like that. But that's when the US dollar became worthless, basically. While Bitcoin, on the other hand, that's why Bitcoin is considered to be gold. Gold, the problem with gold is that it's solid. Most of it in the States is locked up in Mount Gox, Fort Knox, and it's unusable. It's not like you can go to a store with a freaking brick of gold and buy stuff. With Bitcoin, you can. This is why Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are such an innovation, and people fail to grasp it. Everybody asks me, "Oh, it's useless," and you have like knobs in different departments, government departments, saying that it's useless. Well, so is money. Money is even less useful than cryptocurrencies from your point of view, but you fail to see that because you're blinded, because you're not willing to see, because you've been indoctrinated for years by the likes of Warren Buffett, that who are these dinosaurs that are sitting on these fake bills and think that they're the voice of reason. Anyway, 46% of investors believe Ether will outdo Bitcoin, survey finds. So I talked about this in the last podcast, I think yesterday or a couple of days ago, or not podcast, last live. Here's an article to prove it. A recent survey by the online cryptocurrency portal focused on American studies. According to the study, 78 respondents think Bitcoin will surpass its previous record high, but only 23% think it will peak in the upcoming year, and 47% think it will happen over the next 5 years. Only 8% of people believe Bitcoin will never hit its all-time high again. I think, that's just people not really knowing what the heck they're talking about. 46% of Americans think Ethereum has the best chance of surpassing Bitcoin. Binance, what's happening on Binance? Binance is it's important to watch the market. So there is a narrative, I guess. Every crypto cycle, there is a narrative that is passed and engrosses the market, and people follow that narrative and make millions of dollars. For a while, for a couple of months, it was metaverse. Just a couple of years ago, before that, there was something else. And DeFi has been on the rise. Talk of DeFi. DeFi started, I think, a couple of years ago, and it's still very young. And when it did sprung up, people jumped on it, and of course, lost a lot of money due to scams and such. But DeFi is something that is still in the making, and companies continue to develop within the DeFi space and invest. And Binance released its crypto report for the first half of 2023. Here are the important highlights. It's so this is a list of the things that people are aping into. That's the trendy stuff. The report also states that many big investors are interested in layer 3 super chains, hyper chains, etc., it is noted that they put forward their future vision for blockchain networks such as. So these are the things that you might be wanting to pay attention to over the next upcoming few months. Stablecoins have undergone significant changes in their market composition despite the 7% drop in global stablecoin market cap. Among these changes, USDT experienced a notable 28.58% increase in market share to year to date, resulting in its expansion from the main stablecoin trio that also includes USDC and DAI. DeFi continued to uncover new users and attract more users, particularly centralized exchanges, which posted a 32.4% increase in trading volume since the start of last of the year. Gaming-related tokens, it's another one, have greatly increased their prices during the first half of 2023, taking advantage of the widespread recovery in the market. Recently, over 67% of games are based on BNB Chain, Ethereum, and Polygon. The report also highlights some of the trends and opportunities emerging in the gaming industry, such as play-to-earn models, metaverse platforms, cross-chain interoperability, and social impact initiatives. It's early in the morning, man. My tongue ain't working well. My tongue ain't working so good, just eat. Venture capital financing for crypto projects declined in the first half of 2023 compared to the second half of 2022, both in terms of deal number and deal value. However, the report notes that some industries such as infrastructure, gaming, entertainment, and DeFi attract more investment than others. So this is something that you might be want to look into if you are interested in investing into crypto space and if you have the time to do the research. By the way, in its early stages of Bitcoin, during the block wars, when two camps of the big blockers and the small Bitcoin blockers were going at their throats, and I guess it's still ongoing, but I mean, 2000, what was it, early 12, 13, 15, 17, and so on, those early years were where these two camps were at each other's throats the most. But during those times, in the early stages of Bitcoin, there was a lot of industry interest in Bitcoin, and a lot of industries were beginning to jump on board with crypto, with Bitcoin. And they kind of got shied away when these two knobheads were butting heads and were unable to come up with proper solutions on how to run Bitcoin. Basically, Bitcoin developers screwed up the initial investment ecosystem into cryptocurrencies, and that's why a lot of big investors withdrew took their money out because they were not. I guess they thought that the crypto market was just, a bunch of knuckleheads butting heads over the size of Bitcoin, over the size that Bitcoin should have. But the point is that if the market stabilizes, and it will stabilize because it is still a new industry, basically these investors, they took their cash out and are sitting on the line. They were interested in this new industry because they see the potential, and they will come back. And when they do come back, boy, oh boy, this market's going to explode. It'll be big. Anyway, so DeFi. DeFi altcoin jumps as Binance's venture capital arm invests $10 million in the crypto project. And the crypto project is Render. Binance Labs has invested $10 billion into Radiant Capital, a cross-chain lending and borrowing crypto protocol built on top of Layer 2 scaling solution Arbitrum. Radiant Capital. So let's have a look at Radiant, see if we can RDNT. Can we find it? RDNT. Yeah, look at this pump, but this isn't today's pump, is it? Yeah, it is. Look at that. It is today's pump. February. Yeah, this is February 23rd. I'm afraid to go into TradingView because TradingView is being unfriendly. RDNT. No, no, no. RDNT. Is this it? Is this RDNT? RDNT. It was RDNT they were talking about, right? RDNT, yeah, okay. Okay, well, that's not a lot of, but on CoinMarketCap, the pump looks massive. This is February. Okay, so we're looking for the day, I guess. Yeah, okay, so this is on the day. It's 28 cents, and it popped out just when Binance invested. I guess that's what happened. So popped up from 8.28 to 31 cents to 30 cents. Now it keeps bouncing up. So there you go. So this is something you might want to consider. Radiant Capital, fresh off the printing press here. And in the meantime, so while Binance is investing, and a lot of other people are investing into DeFi, this knucklehead Mark R. Warner sends out this letter. Senator Mark R. Warner of the Commonwealth of Virginia starts just fighting DeFi like you wouldn't believe. DeFi generally refers to applications Washington crypto facilitated crime and sanctions violators. I'm not going to read this. This is redundant, but basically he lumps everything into, there's a quote somewhere: DeFi and crypto ATMs are part of a largely unregulated technology that needs stronger oversight and blah 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 blah. There's a paragraph somewhere here that basically lumps criminals and drug trafficking and money laundering and everything else possible negative under the heavenly roof into the same category as DeFi. DeFi services often involve AML, anti-money laundering, or other processes to identify customers. According to another recent study, illicit actors including ransomware, cyber criminals, thieves, scammers, and Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Cyber actors are using DeFi services in the process of transferring and laundering their illicit proceeds. To accomplish this, illicit actors are exploiting vulnerabilities in the U.S. and foreign AML regulatory, supervisory, and enforcement regimes, as well as the technology underpinning DeFi services. There is no mention, the focus is on crypto. So I want to go ahead and say, hey, why don't you point fingers at cash, at the US dollar that people have been laundering and using for drug smuggling and weapons smuggling for decades. but that's not put in contrast to DeFi, right? DeFi, I guess, crypto market, yes, crypto can be used for these things, and it has been used for these things in the past because it's a lot easier. Like I said, just like Bitcoin, you don't need to worry about transporting tons and tons of gold. That'll cost you probably a lot of money to fill up airplanes with fuel in order to transport tons of gold. You can just send it digitally over a phone and buy yourself a tank if that's what you want. But it's funny that this guy lumps it into a category of cyber criminals, thieves, scammers, Democratic People's Republic. Man, Kim Jong-un must be pissed if he sees this. He's been lumped in with all these dudes. But yeah, so you've got this kind of stuff coming out with DeFi, with announcements on how shitty or how bad DeFi is, and of course that doesn't help the crypto market. Binance Labs announces new altcoin company to invest in price rise suddenly, of course. So this is what I just talked about. One more thing quickly, I wanted to, there was a bunch of other stuff that I want to talk about, but I guess we're running 30 minutes. I want to keep this live no longer than 30 minutes. Do Kwon in jail. So I was talking about Lunk developers being dexed yesterday. Meanwhile, Do Kwon is just facing jail, and if tried and convicted of breaking South Korea's capital markets act, Do Kwon could spend 40 years in prison. He will not. He is going to get a slap on the wrist. Also, they're looking for a new CEO. Oh, this douchebag here. New CEO. So the fake Terra token that is flying around now, that was passed on as a replacement for Luna Classic, is getting a new CEO. So this, company in disguise continues to steal people's money. Meanwhile, dingbags like this here, Simon Chandler, not all of his articles are bad. This one, Ethereum price prediction, is the thing is, but this one, like, the price of the Luna Classic has fallen, blah, blah, blah. Lunk is now up 3%. Much of this underwhelming performance can be pinned to the failure of Terra Luna Classic's community to do anything significant to support Luna price and boost its ecosystem. There's no mention of DEX. This is an article that came out just yesterday. There's no mention of anybody getting DEX. There's no mention of the fact that the community on a Terra Luna Classic is doing this. Is governance, and proposals are passed. Proposal for continued support for the Crescent Academy, Axela India launch, Classic Luna Classic bug bounty incentive program, running costs and technical support for Terra Luna Classic infrastructure for Q3, joint L1 task force Q3 proposal. There are constant updates and proposals that are being passed. These are all, I think these are all past ones. All the ones that passed, yeah, these are passed. Deposit, they're rejected. There's a bunch of them that are being rejected as well. Luna 2 airdrop, rejected. Who gives a shit about Luna 2 airdrops? Anytime you get a Luna 2 airdrop, sell that crap. It's at 60 cents right now. It's worthless. Sell it, buy yourself some Terra Luna Classic. That's the favor you can do to the community. Support the Terra Luna Classic. And articles like that, man, F you, dude. Like, you're a scumbag. The two of the biggest developers on Terra Luna Classic have been doxxed, and they stepped away from the project because they're basically being blackmailed. While this meathead here, Dokwan, where is that schmuck? Dokwan here, whatever. He's hanging out. He's having a good time, jolly old time. He's stressed out. Probably not. He's probably cooped up in house arrest and detention with all the necessities of life that he needs to have. He just doesn't get to do whatever else he was doing in Montenegro there. Anyway, okie dokie, that's it for today's live. I make sure to smash up the likes. I forgot to mention at the very beginning. Please make sure to do that. Support this channel, support the community of Luna Classic, and of course crypto. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share the love for this channel. There won't be any videos over the weekend. I mean, no live. There might be some videos. I might be persuaded. There's some cool things that I found, so I'd like to share with you guys. So hopefully I have some time to shoot a video on the weekend. But if not, then I will see you bright and early on Monday, the 20, whatever the heck that is, 4th or something like that. All right. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in the next show. Bye-bye.